All right, thank you everybody for attending Class 56 graduation ceremony. We're excited for them. They're anxious, I can see on the front row. So let's get this thing started. We're going to start with the posting of the colors by the Honor Guard. And I just wanted to put this out there. This is being recorded and live streamed. Honor Guard.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order. March. Forward.
Thank you, everyone. You can be seated. Thank you, members of the Salt Lake City Fire and Sandy Fire Department's Honor Guards. My name is Brandon Shumway. I'm the Division Chief over training here for Salt Lake City Fire Department. And I've had the privilege of watching these 11 individuals grow over the past 15 weeks. It's one of the favorite things I have to do out here. I actually turn these classes over to my training captains, and I get to sit back a little bit and kind of look over it from above and just see how they've grown, what they've done, how they've sacrificed and suffered through these 15 weeks, and it's impressive. So that brings us to today, graduation. This is a day that each of you will never forget, I promise you. I want to welcome friends and family that are here supporting the graduating members of our crew class 56. I want to welcome the crews back in the back. We have family members here that are fire department members from other fire departments across the West, California and Idaho, and all over Utah. Welcome. Like I said, in attendance, I also want to thank our community relations division for providing us with a live stream, like I said before. I want to recognize to your left our fire department executive staff, administrations, and dignitaries and chief officers, including Salt Lake City Council member Dan Dugan from District 6. We have Chief McConaughey here from Sandy Fire and Chief Carl Lieb from Salt Lake City Fire, and we're looking forward to hearing from each of them. Just a few housekeeping items. We have restrooms in the back in the building there. If those are full, you're welcome to cross the parking lot into the training center. We have restrooms over there. We also, if you need, have waters over here to your left in the cooler. And with that being said, let's sit back and enjoy this graduating ceremony. We will first hear comments from Salt Lake City Council Member Dan Dugan, followed by our department chiefs, Chief McConaughey from Sandy and Chief Leib from Salt Lake City. We'll proceed to that point in the program. Councilman Dugan.
Good morning. Good morning. I like that. Nice. Feeling fast? Yeah, yeah. I love these ceremonies. These are awesome. It's always great to celebrate such great achievements and with family and friends. And so it's Class 56. Congratulations. You made the cut, and I'm honored here. I'm honored to be celebrating with you today on this special occasion. It's a hard-earned achievement, and you should be proud as much as I'm proud. Because over the last 15 weeks, you were tested every day, even the days that you weren't even here, you were tested because you were doing your homework, you're doing your push-ups, hopefully you were also doing some running. You stretch your physical and mental fitness to the limits, you expand your leadership and teamwork skills, you immerse yourself in firefighting concept and tactics, you honed your EMS skills, and you trained with other members from across the valley with Sandy. And that will pay big dividends when you're fighting the fire and you need to have that teamwork because you know you can trust that guy because he came from the same training background that you came from. So that's so vital for across the board, for all of us residents who depend on it. And you showed the grit and determination. That was no easy task. And your achievements speak louder than anything I can say here today. They show your strength and your commitment to serving others, qualities that will also carry you through for the rest of your life. And you probably have also learned that this work is much more than to responding to emergencies. It's about courage, compassion. It's about being calm when others are in frantic panic. It's being the person others can depend on and trust when they are in a time of need. They're looking for you to do that. And now challenge you to hold on to these bonds that you're forging here today with your fellow recruits and relationships you'll carry through the calls and the long nights. No matter the patch you serve on your sleeve, stand united in the mission of protecting and serving our community. It's a big one, and you're getting some background noise over here, which is awesome. They're not the front line, but they're the one who we're serving for, right? But I also want to thank the people behind you, the families and friends, because I know you guys couldn't have done it without their support and their bond and strength and encouragement behind you. They are part of this firefighting family. It's a strong bond, and you got to keep that going. So thank you, family, for being here. Thank you for their support. And you guys just remember that every day. You got to thank them, because they're the strength that keeps you moving. And one last thing, as an old guy, I got to give you a piece of advice. Over the last 15 weeks, the fire department, led by Chief Shumway, has prepared you for the future demands. But the training and the honing of your skills does not stop here today, right? You got to continue to train, you got to continue to listen and learn from those guys and women behind you, because they have the experience. Listen and learn to them. They were here once, they thought they knew it all at one time, and now they know a little more than you do, so listen to them. And keep your mind and your body in shape. And I'll see you guys in Murphy's Challenge. Have you guys heard Murphy's Challenge? Yeah, I want to see the 11 of you out there in Murphy's Challenge. All right? So you can kick my booty. So Class 56, congratulations for a job well done. Enjoy the rest of your day, but tomorrow, get to work. Love it. Thanks, Chief. Have a great day.
Thank you, Council Member Dugan, for your comments. I am Ryan McConaughey. I'm the Fire Chief of Sandy Fire Department, and it's always a thrill and an honor for me and for our administration from Sandy to come out and be a part of the orientation and of the graduation and just be a part of this academy. And so I want to start by thanking Chief Lieb for letting us and allowing us to be a part of this. And it's an ongoing, what now is becoming a tradition for us to be part of this academy. I also want to thank Chief Shumway and for the cadre. I know how much, since we also participate with training from Sandy City, I know how hard it is. I know how much time, how much effort, how much heart, and how much you guys care and time that you put into this to pass on to the new recruits each academy. So thank you for all you do. And I hope as recruits that you also understand that. I'm sure over the past 15 weeks you've seen how much they care, and at times things are hard and difficult, and there's a reason for that. So I want you to also understand that you should feel, and hopefully you do, a sense of pride, a sense of accomplishment. You guys have just completed the hardest, in my opinion, the hardest academy and the best academy in the state of Utah. It's tough, and we typically lose, several people through the different groups, whether it's South Davis, Sandy, or Salt Lake City. It's not uncommon, as you've seen as well, to lose people. That's because it's tough. It's a difficult academy. And I appreciate all of you and how you've worked together for yourselves, and a little more selfishly for what you've helped build in the 3 individuals that will be coming to Sandy. It means a lot, and it means a lot to the citizens of Salt Lake City and to the citizens of Sandy, and to me as a chief, that working together, all of you have created more than what you were, more than what you started with. And looking forward to that is very soon. We'll see you hitting the crew, hitting the ground. So excited for that. Just very briefly, and I probably shared this at the orientation, and if I did, you get to listen to it again. But now your families are here to hear it. But I remember when I started almost 25 years ago. I remember the academy that I was in, and I remember certain points of starting out. The interview, coming in and getting that offer, and walking out into the parking lot after accepting the offer, and kind of discreetly, as best I could, doing kind of a fist pump of, that's awesome. I'm so excited to make this my career. And I now 25 years later can look back and share with you that there's not been a time that I wish that I had done something else. I've always enjoyed this career. I'm so happy with it. The things that I've learned, the people that I've met, the relationships that I've made. And maybe most of all, just that sense of pride and knowing that I make a difference, that I help every day, and through my career have had the opportunity to help at different events, whether they be medical, special rescue, fire, and as we're walking around, shopping for dinner, for lunch, and things like that through my years, it seems like there's never a shift where I'm in uniform, and still it occurs that somebody doesn't stop me and say, thank you for your service. Thank you for what you do. And I have come to recognize that's something that I need to live up to, and strive to do my best to live up to those expectations and the gratitude that the public feels to us. So I'm so happy that I have had the opportunity to land in this career. I feel that it's the best job, the best career in the world. So I hope you can feel that, remember that from this day. And as you get through your 25, 30 years, that's something that sits with you, that this is a respected profession and people appreciate what you do. And all the training that you have learned through this academy and that you continue and will continue to learn will be beneficial to you, beneficial to your crew, and beneficial to those customers that you serve. So last thing I would just share is about attitude, and it's important. I think I shared this before, but attitude is important, and I shared pick a good one. Personality is a plus, but attitude is essential, and that's something that I usually share with everybody that we interview for hire, and I like to share it here too. So congratulations, I'm so excited for you, and again, I hope you realize this huge accomplishment that you guys are finishing now. So congratulations and good luck, and hopefully have a very long, safe, and productive career. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Carl Lieb. I'm the Chief of the Salt Lake City Fire Department. I want to welcome you to our logistics center. We're very proud of it. It has fire apparatus. It has a red floor. It has that odor of smoke, a little dingy. It's perfect for us. We love it. I want to thank everyone for being here again. I know I appreciate Chief McConaughey. Thank you for sending your recruits to us. We take it seriously. We always will. So we appreciate it. Councilmember Dugan, thanks for coming here today. Firefighters, crew cadre, family, friends, class 56, here you are. Let's give them a hand right now. So to the family, I know everyone thanks the family, and we do that because you're essential to their success. We know, those of us in uniform here, what they've been through. And we know what our families went through. It's tough. They're probably not always happy. They're exhausted. They're stressed out. It's by design. And sometimes they take it out on you, or they just forget about you entirely for about 15 weeks. So we certainly appreciate you being there for them, okay? So 15 weeks, class 56, you've been twisted, you've been turned, you've been scrutinized, you've been evaluated, reevaluated. You pulled all the hose, you had to do it again. You're just starting to build the foundation of your careers, all right? 15 weeks, you learn to trust your personal protective equipment, you learn to trust your tools, and you learn to rely on each other, correct? That's a huge deal. You studied, you practiced fire behavior, fire attack, truck ops, survival. Each discipline, precision, coordination, right? You can't forget Hell Week either, right? Hell Week, for those of you who are not familiar with it, and your family and friends, just 1 week of constant drilling. Just one drill after another after another. You probably never thought you'd be wishing for classroom, right? You wanted a little bit of classroom time during Hell Week. Totally. Day after day, you learn most importantly, stay calm, think clearly, rely on that training we're giving you, and ultimately, start noticing and recognizing what your gut's telling you. This is kind of a nuanced skill that you'll develop through your careers, but don't underestimate what it means when things don't feel right. When you're on the fire ground, when you're going to a call, whenever you're on the job. If you're hearing a voice in your head, the hair is standing up on the back of your neck, and you're thinking something's just not right, it's probably not. But recruit school isn't just about the skills, it's about each of you. Your character, your grit, your individual strengths, your challenges. You probably all remember, at least those of you from Salt Lake City, talking with me in your pre-hire interview. I had an assistant chief with me. Usually we talked about your goals, your motivations, what are you worried about? What do you think your challenges are going to be through recruit school? And you remember the term I used? I said, I kind of want to know how you're wired. I want to meet everybody that may possibly be an employee of the Salt Lake City Fire Department. And I wanted to just know what you're about. Well, I want to share with the audience today a little bit, a few insights from our new hire interviews. I call them things not to say in your new hire interview with the chief. Now, if you're responsible for any of these, I just have a handful. Go ahead and raise your hand slowly because it's not going to be a secret for very long. Okay? Number one thing not to say in your new hire interview with the chief, use the word scoot or skedaddle in a sentence. Yeah, I think so. Second thing not to say in your chief's interview, tell me you won a baking contest for your cookies, but you don't bring any cookies. Always bring the food. Yeah. Third thing, not to say in your interview, quote, some people say I talk too much, unquote. Okay, all right, you guys don't remember? Okay, we'll talk about it. If you're in an interview and you tell your interviewer, some people say I talk too much, you probably talk too much. Don't make me say, okay, wrap it up. Last one I have. Things that you don't want to do in your chief's interview. Show me pictures of your cat. Mocha. I know more about Mocha than I really want to know. But you're here, Class 56. In spite of those things, you're here. And those are the things that make you who you are. Right? I bring these things up not to embarrass you. Well, yeah, kind of to embarrass you. But you have distinct personalities, right? You have unique character traits, different perspectives. As a group, you're going to accomplish the mission of the fire department. But as individuals, you're going to make your departments more versatile. Don't be afraid to be you. It's okay. Today marks the beginning of your career, a profession built on trust, service, and sacrifice. You're going to see people on their worst days. It's a cliche, everybody says that. Okay, but when you see them, they expect you to know what you're doing. Know what you're doing. Make the situation better. That's the mutual understanding we have with the public. Don't ever compromise that, okay? It's very simple. Okay, congratulations, Crew Class 56. You're ready. Stand tall, be proud. As the chief said, be humble. It's a great job. Stay safe.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Dugan and Department Chiefs. Those were great speeches. Moving on, I have the privilege of introducing my training staff, and then I'll turn the time over to Captain Morrow, and he'll run the rest of the program. So, you know, we do this every time. I don't have, you know, my training staff, as people know that work for Salt Lake City, is amazing. And I feel very lucky to be in my position right now, especially with the people that I've had to work with over the past year and a half since I've been out here. So when I introduce you, please stand up. You don't have to stay standing, Gina, but if you want to, go ahead. So go ahead, Gina, stand up. Gina's our office facilitator. She's actually, yeah. She's worked in that capacity for Salt Lake City Fire for over 30 years now, and that doesn't happen very often. So in that time, she's seen countless recruits come through the training division, as you can imagine. With a division chief like myself coming through every 2 or 3 years, Gina's the constant out here at training. So her main responsibility is to keep us organized, and she does. So I'm lucky to have her as part of my training staff. Thank you. Oh, you stayed standing. Good for you. Training coordinator, Dave Dirkma, please stand up. Dave is an essential part of recruit school, as a lot of you know. He is knowledgeable and capable of doing anything that he's asked each of you to do over the past 15 weeks. He's respectful, he talks to the recruits as if you're firefighters, okay? But also demands improvement and oftentimes perfection, which is admirable. He's a lifelong truckee for Salt Lake City Fire Department, and he brings so much upside to the training division. And not only does he participate in training each of you, he also trains incumbent firefighters here in Salt Lake, in the state of Utah, and across the Western United States. So, thank you, Dave. They are not here right now, but I also want to recognize Captain Steve Crandall and Captain Zach Jepson. Captain Crandall is our Special Operations Captain and teaches, as you can remember, difficult subjects such as firefighter survival and active shooter. And Captain Jepson has been in charge of our incumbent firefighter training while all of you have been here, and will be the class lead for Recruit Class 57 in February. And last but not least, Captain Morrow, stand up please. This is something that's become a little bit of a broken record as well when I stand up here and introduce my training staff, but I just want you 11 still recruits to know how lucky you are that you had Captain Morrow as your lead instructor. I hope you know that. And if not, the longer you'll work for Salt Lake City and Sandy Fire Departments, the more you'll get to recognize that. He's someone that draws you in. He's super knowledgeable and empathetic, but is extremely demanding, not only on the drill ground, but also in PT. He expects effort in all things, and when that expectation was not met, and it was not met several times, each of you knows what happened. He just wants to make you an asset for your respective departments. I just want you to know that. So please don't let Captain Morrow down for the next 25 to 30 years. Please join me in a round of applause for the training staff one more time. Moving on, I'll actually invite Captain Morrow up. He's going to introduce his cadre, and I'm going to turn the program over to him.
Good morning, Class 56. Good morning, sir! Beautiful. I love the energy. Never lose it. Never lose it. Okay, we're going to follow the program. And we're going to slide right into adjunct introductions. So, I normally kind of free flow. I've put my thoughts down just for the sake of time on paper, so I don't go on any tangents. So I'm going to try to keep it tight here. Okay, Class 56. As you all know, I'm a team guy. It's always about the team. I've been fortunate to be part of many teams throughout my lifetime. This team experience through Academy is one that I promise you will continue through your whole career. I believe it takes great teams to do great things. This pursuit for Fire Academy greatness started with and ended with your training cadre. Let's talk about them. So let's start with firefighter paramedic, hazmat specialist Dan Reynolds, if you'll stand for us. Instructor Reynolds joined us fresh out of our department's most recent captain's process. He was not only prepared for that, but had additional gas in his tank to become part of Class 56. During his adjunct interview, his desire to help Class 56 develop into professional firefighters was palpable. His presence during camp made all the difference. As my only dedicated adjunct, Instructor Reynolds filled every role that we asked of him. His leadership experience, his firefighting knowledge, and gritty attitude polished every evolution and teaching opportunity that we encountered. He undoubtedly made Class 56 who they are today. Thank you, Instructor Reynolds. You're going to make an amazing captain. Let's hear it for Instructor Reynolds. Next up, Captain Paramedic Joe Spicer. Sandy Fire Training Captain. So Captain Spicer, he's as unique as they come. Each academy that we've taught together, he showed us every day how diverse and skilled that he was. Whether it was his ability to communicate with and organize on-site construction crews so that we could run a drill, or his quick disciplining tone to correct behavior, or smile and chuckle to calm the situation. Captain Spicer has been the ultimate training wingman. He'll forever be our sweaty spice in the workouts, our shiver spice in the cold plunges, smoky spice in the McNeil prop. Captain Spicer added value day in and day out with his eclectic personality and his attention to detail. Back, thank you, Captain Spicer. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay, next, we're gonna bring it back to the 11 recruits. Okay, we're gonna go into recruit introductions. This is an opportunity for us as a training cadre to be able to divvy out each of these amazing young men and highlight them for just a brief moment on a little bit of what their academy experience looked like from our point of view. So I'll go ahead and start this off. So Salt Lake City Fire strives to embody 5 core values. These values guide our decision-making as we focus on our department vision and as we work towards accomplishing our mission, which is to provide unparalleled fire, rescue, and emergency medical service to you, the community. These are our department values: trust, community, respect, excellence, and leadership. So I've chose today to align the department value with the recruits that I will talk about today, and I'm honored to comment on them today. Recruit Mascarenas, if you'll come on up. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay, I've aligned Recruit Mascarenas with the value of trust. Mascarenas showed up to Academy with no fire experience. Outside of a few mentors in the fire service, he had to rely on trusting the process that the Fire Academy presented to him. We watched Mascarenas approach every skill with poise and with a determination to meet the standard. In his pursuit to meet the standard, he often exceeded it, and this became the norm for most of the skills that he mastered. During Firefighter Survival Week, Mascarenas ran through our survival course with ease. He trusted his gear, stayed calm, and displayed trust in following on his hose line blindfolded out of the structure to safety. He trusted his solo performance so much that when asked to go through as a team, he blazed in front of his crew, navigating blindly but confidently what each obstacle held for the team, then communicating what they were approaching and successfully getting his team through the course. Recruit Mascarenas trusted the process, he trusted his team, and most importantly, he trusts himself. He's going to be a true asset to the Salt Lake City Fire Department. Let's hear it for Ashton Mascarenas. Recruit Magawai, come on up. I've assigned Recruit Magawai the value of excellence. Let's talk about it. Now, Magawai entered the academy with some experience, and with the cadre's knowledge of this, the expectation to excel early and often was on the line. Magawai did not disappoint. Early in camp, we noticed this young man perform at a high level, sometimes at a pace that appeared to drive him a little bit crazy, as he was forced to wait for the rest of his crew to match his pace and his skill set. His determination for excellence was apparent, and his example and patience eventually helped the team around him exceed the academy standard. Magawai also showed excellence in the classroom with his academics. The academy academic standard is not easy. Lots of studying, lots of stress. It's all part of the process, and Magawai made it look easy. He stayed in the high 90th percentile each and every week. In all his excellence, Magawai walks away from the academy with some legendary while here at the academy. Let's talk about one. One of these is the title as the Class 56 Forcible Entry Champion. He quickly and consistently outforced every opponent and door at the end of Forcible Entry Week. This in turn earned him his very own pair of Academy cold plunge swim trunks. Now let's be clear, this island boy is all about the swim trunks because he grew up in Hawaii, but wanted nothing to do with the recovery cold plunges that the Academy offered to him. At the end of the day, he's a plunge expert now and was a great sport about plunging with the team. Magawai, one day you will love it, I promise you. Right, Morel? Recruit Magawai's pursuit for excellence makes him a perfect match for the Salt Lake City Fire Department. We're excited to have you, brother. Let's hear it for Luke Magawai. Captain Spicer.
It is a privilege to have the opportunity to introduce 3 recruits. There's so much more that we could say about each of these that we just not allocated the time today. Salt Lake City Fire Department Recruit Nelson. Recruit Nelson started the class off in a unique way compared to his classmates and peers. The night of orientation, he drew recruit number 1, and therefore was thrown into the assignment of the first week's class officer. This is a position that we, as a cadre, rely on heavily to communicate to and receive communication from the class members. This recruit can really set the tone and standard for the following class officers throughout camp. Nielsen owned this position and led the class that week. This is a challenge as many of the recruits don't have any experience in the fire department, yet alone leadership. From that first week, Recruit Nielsen established his position in the class as a leader, demonstrating his character and aligning with one of the core values of his department, leadership. Nielsen reports that his spark and interest of becoming a firefighter came from his uncle that retired from Salt Lake Fire. Congratulations, Nielsens. Keep up the positive attitude and leadership traits we saw in you during Academy. Sandy City Fire Recruit Morel. Recruit Morel says that his desire and interest in becoming a firefighter initiated with his uncle, who served the citizens of DC as a firefighter, and was, as he described, the father figure in his life. He saw the brotherhood and desired that in his life. I think the core value of Sandy Fire that Recruit Morel best embodies is that of excellence. Our department is committed to professional and personal development. Recruit Morel was and is always striving to be the best he can and learn and improve to a greater level of excellence. When asked what the easiest part about Academy was for him, he said, just showing up. Recruit Morel today is the beginning of the next chapter of your career in what I consider the best profession. Continue striving and desiring to improve yourself, your crew, and our department by showing up and putting the needs of citizens first. Congratulations and good luck in your career. Sandy Fire Department Recruit Bradley. Recruit Bradley exemplifies our department's core values of trust and teamwork. And as a cadre, we saw this throughout the academy. Whenever there was a break, Bradley would continue to work by filling bottles or rehabbing a prop while his class rested. In addition, as we would transition and move from one test or area to another, he would be one of the last ones, always checking and making sure that none of his fellow recruits' equipment was left behind. He would do these things not looking for recognition or reward. He just did them because he was that member of their team. As a cadre, we met with the recruits weekly to evaluate where they are in the program, but also personally. Recruit Bradley's name came up often by the other recruits in these meetings, and it was obvious to us that the team trusted his abilities and leadership. In addition to being a professional firefighter, he also serves our nation in the Utah Army National Guard. Recruit Bradley, welcome to the team of professional firefighters. Continue doing what you do, and good luck in this next chapter. Trucker Reynolds.
It's definitely an honor to stand up here and introduce some of the recruits. My only regret is I don't get to talk about each one of you. I'm proud of the work and the effort that each one of you put into this, and you earned this recognition of graduating from the Salt Lake City Fire Academy. I'm gonna start with Salt Lake City recruit Erman. Erman, if you'll come up front. The Salt Lake City School District and the Salt Lake City Fire Department have a partnership that allows high school students to participate in the fire service, even get their EMT or their wildland certifications and participate in a cadet program. Recruit Erman is the first cadet to make it to the Salt Lake City Fire Academy, and today he's the first cadet to be graduating from the Salt Lake City Fire Academy. Erman represents our department value of community, and not simply because he's from Salt Lake City. Community to us means we're a part of the community. We work to better our community. And so by recruit Erman graduating from this academy and fulfilling his goals of becoming a Salt Lake City firefighter, he's also fulfilling the goals, the hard work, and the effort of numerous other Salt Lake City Fire Departments that have worked side by side with him. If any of you have ever seen the movie Over the Hedge, there's a squirrel in there named Hammy. Recruit Erman reminds me of Hammy. His focus is always bouncing around, but if you can focus him, he is a great asset. And so we've spent 15 weeks focusing Recruit Erman. Remember to take a breath, be a thinking firefighter, and you'll be an asset to the community, both inside and outside of the fire service. Congratulations, Recruit Erman. Next, gonna talk about Sandy Recruit Taylor. You'll come up. In the Salt Lake City Fire Academy, you're allowed up to 3 unsatisfactory evaluations before you're removed from the academy. Recruit Taylor decided to use up 2 of those early on by failing his first 2 tests. And so Recruit Taylor had no buffer. He had no academic buffer, and he had no buffer on the fire ground. And at times you could tell that he was nervous and anxious. But you could also tell when he was comfortable with a skill because he was dialed in and he would perform it extremely well. When he wasn't comfortable, he'd be looking around and you could tell he was worried. And he didn't have a need to be worried because Recruit Taylor exemplifies the Sandy Fire Department value of a positive attitude. And he demonstrated this positive attitude in dealing with that adversity that he faced early on, being able to focus and overcome that obstacle he put in front of himself. By the end of recruit school, Recruit Taylor was scoring at the top of the class, if not the very top of the class in test taking. And he'll readily credit his wife with her effort in helping him through that. And I know that it's difficult. This job's gonna ensure that you're gonna have additional obstacles and problems that are put in front of you. But if you continue to face those obstacles with that same positive attitude, you'll go far. I know that you'll be a better firefighter and you'll be a better man by overcoming these obstacles and difficulties in the Salt Lake City Fire Academy. And I'm proud to stand with you here with me, Taylor, and welcome you to the Salt Lake, to the fire service. And I know you'll do a great job for Sandy. And last, I'm going to introduce Recruit Kara. In the Salt Lake City Fire Academy, recruits are given points. Points are not a good thing. Points are usually given for safety violations as an effort to ensure that those safety violations don't continue. As we got further into recruit school, near the last couple weeks, we realized that as some recruits were up around 60 points, Recruit Kara didn't have any. He had 0 points. And so we decided as a training staff to keep a closer eye on him. We wanted to know if he was just holding back, kind of staying in the background. So as we watched him, we realized what we suspected is he wasn't just standing in the background. He's just really thoughtful and methodical. He thinks things through. And I know that was a source of frustration for some of his fellow recruits because he wanted to slow things down and things were just starting to click for them, and so they wanted to speed things up. But we have a saying that we use in the fire service: slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And Recruit Kara wanted to make sure things were smooth first. And so Recruit Kara did end up with a few points, not many, but Recruit Kara exemplifies the Salt Lake City Fire value of excellence. So continue working, Kara. Make sure that your smooth is fast, and keep working. So I'm really proud. You can have a seat, Kara. Let's give Kara a round of applause. Like I said, I'm really proud of each of you, and congratulations, and do us proud when you get out to your stations. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, sir. I wasn't talking to you, but okay. Recruit Magawai, is it all right if I let cat out of the bag a little bit, or no? All right, I think y'all should know Recruit Magawai's got a little baby on the way. Is this number one? Number one, good job. And now everybody knows what you were doing to decompress at home from the stresses of camp. All right, let's do this. Recruit Valgartson. All right. Recruit Valgartson. He's been preparing for hard work since he was the tender age of middle school, helping in his family business, moving houses. Not furniture, houses. All right? While most kids were playing video games and complaining about taking out the garbage, he was out there moving 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom ranchers like it was just another Tuesday. And I know seeing Valgartson stand here in all his glory, we're all asking the same question. So were you like a supervisor? Because it seems like moving a house is hard physical work. But maybe that's where you learned one of life's most important skills: work harder, not smarter. And that is something that you have mastered. That wasn't even supposed to be funny. From his top of the class test scores, week after week, to his ability to pick up new skills and use them effectively, Recruit Valgartson showed he was mentally fit for the job. And what he may lack in fully developed adult male strength, he makes up for something far more important: respect. Throughout the academy, Recruit Valgartson showed respect for every instructor, every lesson taught, and every member of his class. He listens before he speaks, and he learns before he leads. Recruit Valgartson, you've proven you have the intelligence, the discipline, and the respect needed to serve our city. I'm confident you show up to work every day and work hard. Recruit Valgartson, welcome to the fire service. All right, Recruit Brian. Today, Recruit Brian is graduating from the Salt Lake City Fire Academy, but he's no rookie to the fire service.
He brings 9 years of experience from his department in Idaho. And throughout camp, he did a really good job of not letting that experience show. One of our core values of the Salt Lake City Fire Department is trust. Trust in the people beside you. Trust that everyone does their job. And trust that when things get chaotic, and they will, that your crew has your back. During the last 16 weeks, Recruit Brian has earned the trust of his fellow recruits and his training cadre. Whether learning new skills, tackling tough fire evolutions, or getting chewed out during occasional coaching opportunities, he showed grit, confidence, and commitment that only comes from years of doing the work. But his grit, confidence, and blind commitment doesn't end when he leaves the Fire Academy. As Chief Lead mentioned, Recruit Brian has a cat. A hairless cat. Now, most people on the job, they have dogs, like big loud ones. Not Recruit Brian. He brings the kind of confidence and bravado it takes to look at a creature that resembles a thawed piece of chicken and say, yes, perfection. Brian, your experience, professionalism, and your ability to earn trust so quickly will make you an asset to the Salt Lake City Fire Department and those we serve. Recruit Brian, welcome to Fire Service. Recruit Holes. All right, when most people think of fire engines, when most people hear the word firefighter, they'll think of like fire engines, flashing lights, cats with hair in trees. When we hear firefighter, we think holes. Also, when we hear about people tripping, falling for no logical reason at all, we also think holes, but we'll get to that. Leadership in the Salt Lake City Fire Department isn't about a title. It's one of our core values. It's about what you do on week 10 of recruit camp, when your body's tired, you're beat up, and you're mentally spent. It's putting your team first, completing the tough assignments, and owning the outcome, good or bad. Recruit Hulse did that. Recruit Hulse is a natural leader. During camp, he's always the guy double-checking the plan, watching his crew, making sure his assignments got done and got done right. He showed up prepared, worked hard, treated every opportunity to train like it matters because the community we serve, it does. So many of you may not know this about Recruit Hulse. He has this incredible talent of tripping, falling, and stumbling over the most random objects. And sometimes objects that aren't even there. Hulse, I got some concerns about you when you get to your first station at 2s. You basically live on like the 2nd and 3rd floor. There are a lot of steps in that station. And I swear to you, one of those steps is just like 1/8 of an inch higher than all the rest of them. And I know this doesn't sound like a big deal, but like when you've been up for 21 hours and you're coming back from your 17th call, your boots get heavy. I promise you, you will find that step. Everybody has found that step. Recruit Hulse, thank you for your leadership, for your work ethic, and for your humor. You make our fire department better and our community safer. Recruit Hulse, welcome to Fire Service.
It wasn't all sweat and tears, right? We laughed a little bit during Academy. Perfect. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Appreciate all of those accolades for our graduating recruits today. Let's go ahead and we're going to transition now to put one of our recruits behind the mic. Traditionally in the Fire Academy, as we're nearing graduation, we put it on the recruits to nominate an individual to be able to come and be the class speaker, to be able to from their perspective, paint the picture from A to Z on what their experience looked like in the academy. So at this time, we'll pass the mic to Recruit Holes. He was nominated as the Class 56 speaker, and if you'll come on up and go ahead and share your thoughts with us. Good morning, Class 56. Good morning to our families for coming out here today. I want you all to know I wrote this speech in red so I would remember it a lot better for those of you that understand what that means. First and foremost, we'd like to thank the command staff for coming out today and giving us the opportunity to be here today, along with the cadre for showing us what it takes to be here today. We also want to thank our families and our friends for all of their support and helping us celebrate this major milestone for your sons, your husbands, your brothers, your friends. Class 56 would not be standing here today if it weren't for each and every one of you making a sacrifice one way or another. On August 12th, 2025, 15 of us lined up at 0700, barely knowing one another and thinking we all knew we were about to get into. We were excited and nervous for what we thought was about to come, but truly not knowing what was going to take place over the next 15 weeks. It was good, bad, and ugly. Today, November 21st, 2025, 11 of us stand here with thrashed bodies, a sense of mental and physical exhaustion, but most importantly, excited and ready to get on to combat and officially start our new careers in the best job in the world. We started this journey as incompetent strangers and are leaving this chapter as one hell of a group of firefighters and as a band of brothers. Over the last 15 weeks, we endured the most mentally and physically challenging that one can ever go through, the Salt Lake City Fire Academy. Waking up at 4:30 every morning to sweat all day, feel that razor burn on your face, make mistakes and get points, failing those fill-in-the-blank tests that you studied 40 plus hours for on the weekend, unless you're Bradley. Speaking for myself, tripping and falling on a weekly basis. All just to go home at 1800 hours, tired, smelly, ready for dinner, and then just hit the sack, go to bed, just to wake up and repeat again and again, just like it's Groundhog Day. Wondering if we had what it takes to stay in the fight. Well, this moment alone, we could promise you all, this was well worth staying in the fight. This small but long chapter in our life is just the beginning of Class 56's tribute to tradition. During this academy, we got a taste of what the culture and tradition of the fire service is. Joking with your buddies around the kitchen table, working nonstop without even a thought of quitting, and saying yes to every single opportunity put in front of us, even though we were tired and ready to go home. You'd probably think by the end of the week we just wanted to go home and rest up, but that was not the case for 56. We look forward to our weekly meals together, debriefing about drills, our trials and tribulations, and what our fun plans were going to be for the weekend. Towards the end of the academy, Captain Marr would tell us, you think the culture of the academy is fun, just wait until you boys get out into combat. We cannot wait to be a part of this culture and tradition, where every person you have the pleasure of working with has been right here where we are today. We all have been trained to the same standard of the Salt Lake City Fire Academy, and how every firefighter has something to bring to the table. Recruit Brian and Recruit Taylor, they're the old heads of the class. They come with the most life under their belt. Recruit Magawai, you bring calm to the chaos. I've never seen this guy panic, not once. Not even when he broke his arm or his ankle. Recruit Kara, always making sure the job is done and making us double check our work so nobody had to pay the piper. Recruit Bradley and Mascarenas,
He brought natural leadership, and he respected by all of us. Recruit Ermin and myself are the teenagers of the class. Ermin brought the eagerness and motivation we all aspire to have. His speedometer doesn't go below 15. Recruit Morel and Valgartson, you showed us how important it is to have a work-life balance. They made it all the way to the end of camp and still had time to be great fathers to their children. Recruit Nielsen, you're always cracking jokes and busting a move when a little laugh is needed. You probably wish you were dancing right now, huh? Yeah. During the academy, we faced adversity together, along with 114 up and overs. To put that into perspective, that's climbing the tallest building in the world 3.5 times. We overcame it together. But there's some moments during the academy that we had all thought to ourselves, oh boy, this ain't gonna be good. Aside from Magawai and Nielsen for getting their radios and sweatshirts, and Morel and Mascarenas having to do a My Little Buttercup skit, from the Three Amigos, all of these oh no moments for us. First one that comes to mind is when the cadre chewed us out for calling Recruit Ermin Pee Wee Ermin, after we forgot what tool he was holding. Denver tool, huh? With that being said, the cadre made us sing Take Me Home Country Roads by John Denver during PT until he remembered the name of his tool. We were sitting around the lunch table one day looking at the calendar for what week 6 had for us, only to read Firefighter Survival, Captain Crandall and Instructor Dirkmont. At this moment, it all clicked for us that day 2 of Survival Week would be one of those days we'd be limping out to our cars. Trust me, it was one of those days. For those of you who don't know, Survival Week is designed for us to learn how to rescue ourselves and other firefighters in times of life or death. And what the cadre had intended for us to do is work out in full turnouts until we were on the verge of rhabdomyolysis, or so it felt. And then it was time to go to work. Now imagine us doing that while Instructor Dirkmont is yelling in our faces to keep moving and to speed it up while we're asphyxiating because we ran out of air. The only thing keeping us from not quitting and keep moving was our families and each other next to each other. This week was the one week in the academy where we were all on our own. It made us learn real fast that being a part of a team is everything in this job. During high-rise week, we had a fire on the 5th floor of our tower. Recruit Brian and myself were the first in engine company, ready to make a push into the fire room, but all we needed was for Recruit Magawai to give Recruit Morel the clear to send us water. The only issue was Magawai forgot to close the standpipes above. So when the water got sent to us, we experienced accidental water pouring onto our heads. We looked like salmon trying to swim upstream, trying to get to the floor above to resolve the issue. I'm not just talking about a sprinkler head going off, I'm talking about hundreds of gallons of water. The next thing I noticed was Instructor Reynolds soaking wet, squeezing between Recruit Nielsen and myself, trying to get out of the waterfall. He made eye contact with us without saying a word. Nielsen looked at me and he said, "We're so screwed." Thankfully, however, the only positive outcome about that was it happened on a Thursday, so we didn't have to come in and get soggy turnouts in the morning. Instructor Reynolds, we are sorry. With all of these oh no moments, we can look back and find all humor in the little things, the moments of learning. We're glad to have experienced these times because in the future, while we're out in combat, we face difficult times. And remember the days here in the tower and what the cadre taught us. And we can remind ourselves that we have been here before and that we are ready to face any challenge thrown our way. One of the greatest lessons taught to Class 56 is that when we take off these uniforms, we still proudly represent not only these badges that we will soon receive and these patches on our shoulders, but the entire fire service. As Class 56 has experienced, our personal conduct and decisions we make off duty are constantly being observed and will come around to bite us if we get too casual. We will strive to carry our weight individually so that the team can thrive. And we will make smart decisions to remember the mistakes that others have made before us, so that when the time comes, we will always do the right thing, even when nobody's watching. I'm proud of each and every one of you boys I had the pleasure of getting to know. I'm honored to have gone through this academy with all of you by my side. So here's to the next 25 years of our fire family, and cheers to the most fun we never want to have again. Thank you.
Thank you, Recruit Holes. Well done. Okay, now I'd like to discuss our outstanding recruit. The Salt Lake City Fire Academy has an Outstanding Recruit Award. The award plaque hangs on the wall in our main classroom and holds a picture of the latest outstanding recruit from their academy class. Surrounding that picture lists the names of past outstanding recruits representing their specific class. This hangs as a representation of the excellence day in and day out that is achievable throughout each fire academy. This excellence must be met in the following areas: academic performance, drill ground performance, physical fitness, attitude, and appearance. The outstanding recruit epitomizes a selfless demeanor and work ethic. They are always fighting for the team and understand their role in succeeding in every mission. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in applause for our Class 56 outstanding recruit, Colton Hulse. What makes Recruit Hulse outstanding? Let's talk about it. From day one, there was a look in his eye that spoke to his purpose and dedication to this process. Hulse had, excuse me. Hulse had a history during camp, and I'm going to talk about this again, of tripping over things under his feet and also invisible objects. We randomly would see him lying on the ground. This worried us at first, but we realized that it's an area in Hulse's life's journey where he can exercise resilience. He's going to be fine. The kid refuses to stay down and always gets back up. We like this about him. Luckily, all his spills and thrills happened in between evolutions and usually while hustling on the training ground. Overall, he consistently exceeded the standard while drilling on the fire ground. On one occasion, near the end of the academy, we were running a high-rise drill. Now, high-rise operations historically can turn into a hot mess. Communications are always a challenge, and limited resources throughout academy also make these evolutions tough as we run them. On one occasion, Recruit Hulse was acting in the officer role on his engine. Our cadre watched as Hulse intentionally gathered his crew outside their engine, gave clear directions on how they were going to complete their assignment, and then led his crew into the tower to complete their benchmark. He and his crew went on throughout the evolution to effectively mitigate the problem they were sent in to accomplish. This is a separate evolution from the waterfall. His actions in that moment spoke volumes to our cadre and highlighted an important value that we look for in firefighters. This value is leadership. This and many moments throughout camp convinced us that Recruit Hulse had the work ethic, the drive to understand the why behind everything taught, as well as a firefighter IQ that qualified him for this award. We saw outstanding effort from each of our recruits, but the consistency in which Recruit Hulse performed all that was asked of him was remarkable. This young man excelled academically, he grew physically, he excelled on the drill ground, his appearance was top-notch, and last but not least, His outstanding attitude made a huge difference in helping Class 56 develop in what they have become today, an outstanding team. Please join me once more in congratulating our Class 56 outstanding recruit, Colton Holtz. Sorry, I got a little choked up in that. I'm an emotional guy when I need to, and there was a piece in that I love this group of young men. Each and every one of you has done something super special for me to help me develop into who I am today. So thank you. That's where that came from. So thank you for your patience with that. We are now going to transition to the swearing-in ceremony for these 11 recruits. And so at this time, we will start with Sandy Fire. We'll ask Chief McConaughey to come up. We'll ask our 3 Sandy graduating recruits to be able to come up and stand in place here. And we'll do the swearing-in ceremony now.
Please repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Joe Morello,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Utah,
the Constitution of the State of Utah,
the laws and ordinances of Sandy City,
the laws and ordinances of Sandy City,
and I will discharge the duties of my office
and I will discharge the duties of my office
as Sandy City firefighter EMT
as Sandy City firefighter EMT
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Okay, we're going to call out the recruit's name now. Once your recruit's name has been called out, those that have been invited to come up and pin, as well as those who want to come up and take a few pictures, we'll do that at this time. Recruit Bradley. Next, let's hear it for recruit Morel. Next up, recruit Taylor. Come on up.